expecting a different result. Yes, you've landed on the Me and My Health Up podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Hartcher. I'm a clinical nutritionist and lifestyle medicine specialist. The purpose of this podcast is to enhance and enlighten your well-being. And today we're talking about adaptation over resilience. Yes, adaptation over resilience. We get carried away in this world today that we need to be more resilient. We need to be tougher and stronger and we need to endure and persevere. And this can often lead to burnout because we're persevering and enduring in things that aren't meaningful to us. We're on the wrong path. And the reason why we're getting frustrated is the universe is telling us we're on the wrong path and we need to go down a path that's more aligned to who we are, to who our authentic self is. And that's the problem, is when we're feeling frustrated and we can't pursue or endure, it's a message to us that we're pursuing something that's not meaningful, or we haven't found the meaning in it, and we need to connect with the meaning. So burnout happens when we keep beating our heads against a brick wall and thinking, why is life so unfair? Well, it's because it's waking you up to saying you've got the ladder against the wrong wall and you're climbing up the ladder of success against the wrong wall. Move it and put it up the ladder of success on a wall that's meaningful to you. So we don't necessarily want to be chasing resilience. We want to be doing things that are meaningful. And when we're doing things that are meaningful, we're more adaptive. We find solutions to our challenges because we're more adaptive. We're not attached to a fixed outcome. We're in pursuit of something higher than ourselves that's meaningful to us, but we accept that it comes in many forms, that it doesn't have to be in this form, that success can be achieved in many different forms. And we're open to that because we're pursuing growth. And growth is open. Growth isn't fixed or closed. And so it's important that, first of all, when you're selecting your goals or putting things on your to-do list, that they're things that are aligned to you, that are important to you. Yes, we support others, and that's important. However, we need to be doing more of the things that are important to us and finding ways in which we can fulfill other people's needs and also meeting our own needs, as opposed to it being one-sided. We want a fair and equal exchange. So in terms of resilience, we'll be most resilient and have the best comeback when we're pursuing meaningful goals. And we develop this resilience through practice, through realizing that challenges are always going to be there to help us grow, as opposed to, oh, why does this have to happen to me today? Today? Why can't it happen another day? Well, it's there to help you grow, to teach you something. If we've got an open mind and we're pursuing something meaningful, then we look for the meaning. We don't see it as hardship, and we don't see it as something we need to endure or suffer through. We see the growth in it. We see the potential. We see the lesson it's teaching us. So embrace a meaningful path, and you'll be very open-minded in terms of the lessons that are being taught to you along the way when you encounter challenges. When we're pursuing non-meaningful goals, we see the challenges as roadblocks, as opposed to something that is just on the way in order to get to something bigger and more meaningful. So make sure that when you're pursuing your goals, that they're meaningful to you. They're aligned to who you are. They excite you. They light you up from within. That's when you know you're on the right path. and you're aware that there will be challenges and hardships along the way, but because it's so meaningful to you, you'll stop at nothing to achieve it. So what is that? Make sure you're doing that more on a regular basis, on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, on a yearly basis. You're fulfilling your needs. You're filling your cup. And yes, you'll find ways to fill your cup whilst filling other people's cup, because you are aligning to the universe and things are coming in to align to you living a purposeful life, a meaningful life, and being the most authentic and best version of yourself. And that's the purpose of life. That's the value you add to this human experience. So make sure you set meaningful goals that are important to you, that light you up, that bring you presence, that enable you to focus. So it's things that you do that you're focused, you're very present. Do more of that. And don't compare them to what other people are doing. And don't compare your success to other people's success. Success comes in many different forms, and we need to recognize those forms. And we will when we have this adaptive, open, and growth mindset. So pursue that meaningful goal and look for the answers. If you're challenged, think, okay, there's ways around this. I'm going to get resourceful and creative. And through that open mindset, you'll find solutions to the problem and you'll be able to continue to move forward, but also be open to the different forms of success. Don't get fixated on one version of success. Success is happening as you pursue your meaningful goal every day. You're just not recognizing it because you're fixated on one form of what success looks like. So be open to receiving rewards, praise, encouragement, and success in many different forms on your pursuit of something really meaningful to you. So this is it in terms of the episode, in terms of making sure you focus on adaptation, and you'll be adaptive when you're focused on being, pursuing a meaningful path, a path that's worth pursuing, that you realize that you're heading in the right direction and there's many ways and paths in which you can achieve that right direction. And the right direction is you being your authentic self and living out your most authentic self and allowing that creative genius within you to shine when you're doing things that are really aligned to who you are. So find those things that are really aligned to who you are, do more of them, and you'll find this creative genius comes out when you're encountered by challenges and problems. And you'll actually look forward to the problems and challenges because you realize they're there to serve you and to take you to a new level, to help you grow to another level. And so you'll welcome them, you will embrace them, as opposed to seeing them as hardships and suffering when you're pursuing not your path, but someone else's path, because it's not meaningful to you. But when it's meaningful to you, you'll see it as something on the way as opposed to in the way. And you won't need resilience because you're adaptive. You're more like water. Water finds a way around things, through things, under things, above things. And water comes in many forms, right? So we need to be more like water, accept life in many different forms and results in many different forms and success in many different forms, and be adaptive and be able to change our state in order to go to a new level of ourselves, a new level of growth, and measure that incremental progress as to what challenge did you overcome today, or what lessons did you learn. You might not have felt there was much progress, but you might have learned something. So embrace your true authentic self. You'll be more adaptive, open, and you'll be having this growth mindset where it's all about going your next level, not worrying about what other people and their next level is. It's your next level. And that's unique to you. So that's it for this episode of Me and My Health Up. I hope you liked it. If you do, please share it with others that could also benefit from this wisdom and insights that I'm sharing today, and continue to health up.